that might be already it for this seed, so I'm pretty freaking pissed at myself. You're watching Moby Mike Pumpkins on YouTube. Alright guys, it's a little less than 4 days after we started soaking the seeds, and we got emergence on this one, and this one. This one's just starting. The 2283 Barlow and the 2593 Peyton. I can tell looks like they've germinated and they're just starting to move soil. So I think I'm going to take these three out because they'll get super leggy without any light. So we'll get those under the grow light, and these we'll leave in here for another 6 to probably 12 hours depending on what they need to get out. So we'll get those moved and we'll check on these other ones a little later. All right, there's the three with the wrap removed. We got two 2261 Schmitz and a 2200 Wolf. That's the perfect size to get them under the grow light and out of the germ chamber. If I were to leave these in here 12 hours longer, they would get super leggy in that very short amount of time. They'd grow too tall, and we'll get them under the grow light, get good strong light on them, and they'll be nice and stocky little plants. All right, about a day later, the other three are ready. And I checked the moisture in the ones yesterday. They were perfect. I imagine these are too, so I don't add any water once I start them. These ones, this group took about 4.5 days, and the other group was 3.5 days. So quicker ones are 3.5, and these ones are 4.5. All right, let's get them under the grow light. So I pulled a really smooth move. This is the 2283 Barlow Jacobus, and I accidentally kind of hit that plant. And when these come out of the seed, they have two cotyledon leaves. When I tapped that, it broke the other one off that was still trying to come out of the shell. So that's where the whole plant is going to start from the initial vine. Depending on how bad that broke, that might be already it for this seed. So I'm pretty freaking pissed at myself. Nothing we can do about it. We'll let it grow out under the grow light. Maybe it'll be okay. We'll see. All right, so we're going to do the terrible task today of cleaning out my garden shed. As you can see, we can't really walk in here. It's just full of crap. So I wanted to test out Timelapse Camera. I got an old trail camera there, and if that works out good, I think I'll mount a couple up on the gantry here, shoot them out over the patch over the summer, and then we can kind of watch them grow all the time. Do a weekly time lapse, and then at the end of the year, mash them together. So hopefully that works out good. We'll see while I do this terrible job here. Alrighty, we finally got her all cleaned up, stuff organized, ready for the season. Alright, we're just prepping the hoops here. We got two older ones here, just getting some of the plastic off. That plastic is attached with wood lath on the bottom, So I'm just taking that off, and then I got a couple broken hoops on each of them. Just getting them ready. I won't put plastic on them yet. I do have to make a third one. I'll try and get that done by the next video. And I probably won't cover them with plastic till probably the day I put them in position. Alright, since the time-lapse looked fairly decent on cleaning the shed, I'm going to set up the trail camera on the gantry frame, looking over the patch, just to get a time-lapse every week of what's going on, and then I can mash them all together at the end of the year, and we can see how it goes from little seedling all the way up to a big pumpkin. And while you're watching me get this set up, let me tell you about the next clip coming up. It's me getting my soil sample. I was wanting to do everything from start to finish with the soil sample and the amendments, but the lab took a little too long for my test to come back, so I just wanted to show you me grabbing the soil sample in case you need to do that yet and you still have time to do that. Alright, it's April 6th, going to take soil sample. I got my probe cleaned up, make sure there's no rust on there. Got a 5-gallon pail. I'm going to do 3 pumpkins. I'll probably grab about a dozen samples, maybe a little more out of here. That far patch there was never amended the same as these ones. So I think I'm just going to sample these 2 and then just amend that one what this one is. And it is what it is, instead of running 2 soil samples. So I burned this off the other day. I did not plant a cover crop last year. I just let it grow up in weeds. So I knocked all the weeds down in the fall before the snow, and then I just burnt it here a couple days ago. So we'll grab a soil sample, and we'll get that back in plenty of time to still get amendments. I'm not going to till anything for quite a while yet. It's too early to till, in my opinion. You're just wasting your time, wasting nutrients, putting them down early. So we'll make plant sites, but we won't till the whole thing. There we go. I got quite a bit of soil sample. You can see they're kind of all in plugs. I'll kind of break them up, mix them together, and then we'll send that off to the lab. Hey guys, we're exactly 7 days after we started the seeds, and they usually should be about the size of a dollar bill. And if you got that going on, you're doing pretty good. That's a 2200 Wolf, looking very good. 2261 Schmidt. Here's that Barlow where I knocked the cod off. We'll have to see how that does. We got another 2261 Schmidt. Here's a 2593 Peyton that kind of came up a little later. I think it'll catch up, so we'll just keep an eye on that one. And then we got another 2261 Schmidt back there. So all in all, they're looking they're looking really great, and we'll see what they look like next week. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, if you get your potting soil too hot, you can tell right away when this first leaf comes out. It'll all be brown around this margin and all curled up, and then eventually that leaf will get super green because the edge is burnt and the leaf can't expand, so all the nutrients will be in there. It'll look like it has way too much nitrogen and stuff. So these are looking great. I think they'll be just fine. So check your first true leaf. If you got some signs of burning in there, you might want to try and flush your pots with water to try and get some of that nutrients out. Also, if you don't have the correct moisture in your pot, if they get really dry, it technically increases the concentration of nutrients because there's no water in there. So keep an eye on that. Make sure if you got this in a small room, it ain't getting too hot. I got this out in the kitchen, so the heat from these lights kind of dissipates in the room real well. And it'll keep your plants looking good. All right, guys, what'd you think? You think the 2283 will make it? How'd the time lapse look? Next week, we're going to finish up them hoop houses. We're going to get the amendments for the soil and run that through the calculator. So good luck, guys. Grow a big one, and we'll catch you next time.